Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to Kinfolk Farm. We are finally putting out a video because nothing is happening here during the winter except for hunting season and getting over the winter. But now we're into the growing of the muscadines. It is time. It's almost April. I'm hoping I get this out before April 1st. But I just want to give you guys an update of what are some tips of things that you probably should be doing if you're growing muscadines. If you're growing a bunch of muscadines or if you're growing just a few, same tips apply. It's almost April. It's time to fertilize. It's time to spray for your weeds, get your weeds under control. And I wanted to show you guys how I fertilize brand new plants that we just planted this winter. Second year plants, which we planted last winter, made it through the summer, and we're going through the second summer. Just some second year plants, show you how I fertilize those, and your full grown mature plants. I do the same thing every year to these mature plants. I don't change anything. Once they get to about the third year, I basically do the same thing. Now, I'll tell you one thing, I don't measure. This is my measuring cup, it's my hand. So I do one fistful. I'll show you what I do. I'm gonna show you the new vineyard, which is way up there in the corner. We got 35 new plants up there. We're just getting those established to go along with the rest of these. Can't wait. They are Supreme and Hall. I got some new plants here in the back. These Darlene, I got a couple of Darlene I got to replace out there. I've been taking out some Carlos I had mixed in with the Darlene, getting out some Carlos and maybe taking out a row of Carlos next year and switching them out with Hall. But we got our fertilizer, we got some irrigation for the new vineyard, the new plants up there because I hadn't had time to get the irrigation in. But this weekend, that will be that. So I may be putting out an irrigation video too. But I want to show you guys April 1st, general rule, April 1st, you should be planting, or not planting, you should be fertilizing your grapes. And now I just use triple 10, 10, 10, 10. Some people use triple 13, to each his own. I use triple 10, a super rainbow triple 10. Not sure what that means. The guy at the fertilizer store always recommends it, so I get just triple 10. And then on April 1st, let's see, April, May, June, July, the first of all those months. That's a good reminder. Trim 10, 10, 10, and the 15th of all those months, calcium nitrate, if you can find it. Seems like it's pretty hard to find. I'm real fortunate. We have a fertilizer store up here in Woodbury. I wish to goodness I knew the name. I've been buying from them forever, and I still never thought to ask what the name of it is. But I may look it up on the receipt. I could look it up real quick. All right, simple enough. Woodbury Fertilizer Services out here in Woodbury. They have a huge fertilizer store. You can buy it in the bags, or they'll come out with a big dump trucks and do your whole fields. They have everything, and they're at real reasonable prices. I love them. So it's easy to get. I don't know if I should tell you I get my calcium nitrate up there or not, because they may sell out. But anyway, April, May, June, July, the first of all the months, triple 10. That's what we're going to do first. All right, well, we're out here in the new vineyard that I planted this winter. It goes along with the bigger vineyard so we can sort of extend our U-pick, which I invite all you guys to come out every weekend in September. We start on Labor Day. So you guys look us up on Facebook. I don't post a lot on Facebook, but I do when it gets close to muscadine season because I want everybody to come out and pick some muscadines. But we're going to show you guys how I fertilize our younger plants. These are brand new. I just put them in a couple of months back. Really simple. I told you this is my measuring cup. I take one handful and I literally just sprinkle it about a foot around the plant. Do not get on near the trunk or on the trunk. If you get a little on there, that's fine, but try not to put a lot on the trunk. We'll do this, like I say, April, May, June, July, and then do the same thing with calcium nitrate on the 15th. Sounds like a lot, but they can take it. Now, there will be some of you that say, I burn up some plant. I have too. Every plant is different. Most can take it. I've done this entire vineyard, plus my small vineyard over there. I've done both of them the exact same way, and I may have lost 1%. I mean, I hardly ever lose any plants. The blue tubes you see out here, if you ever come out and you see blue tubes out here, these are ones I'm changing that I didn't like. I mixed in some Carlos in amongst my Darlene that weren't supposed to be out there, and I noticed them when the grapes were on. They got to go because I don't like the Carlos, to be honest with you. But you with this many plants, you're going to lose some occasionally, and occasionally you lose with a few plants. But I always do it the same way. Never had a problem. But I'm gonna go out and do every single plant. Super easy. One fistful for all your younger plants. About a foot around. 12 inches around the plant from the trunk. All right, when we're out here in the small vineyard now, we'll do the big vineyard later. Probably not do it on video because I have older plants here in the smaller vineyard. Actually, these are older than those out there. The first 2 rows up there are like 9 years old, and then 8 for the next 4. And then I worked out there, put all those in. Then last year I put these in, and then, or 2 years ago, I put this 1 row of Ruby Crisp in. That's what we're going to talk about today, the Ruby Crisp. All right, these are our second year plants, this whole road here. And you can see where I sprayed last week. I ran out of spray for the big vineyard. I only had enough for 2 rows or 3 rows. We'll talk about spraying as soon as we get done with this. I'll tell you a little bit more about how to prep your muscadines for the upcoming season with spraying. But right now, we're on our second year plants, and you can see these Ruby Crisp are finally breaking bud. Look at that. That's the first sign I've seen. I keep telling everybody ours is the last to break bud. Everybody's on YouTube, Facebook, breaking bud. They're breaking bud here in such and such a county, but not here in Kinfolk County. In the great town of Woodbury. I see some out there. Okay, we're just getting crunk up. So it's time. It's time to fertilize. It's time to spray. It's time to get ready for the growing season. This gives your plants a great jump start for the season upcoming. And let me show you how to do these. Of course, my neighbor's over there scraping his driveway with the tractor. I don't know if y'all can hear that or not. He's right over there. I don't know if y'all can see him in the woods with his big orange tractor. He's always out there doing something, thank goodness. I got some ant problems too. People ask me, what do you do about ants? I just buy over-the-counter Home Depot ant killer in the bag and throw it on there. Now, check this out. When you see these ant piles on your trunk of your plants, don't worry. I got some ant killer over there in the shed, but right now we're fertilizing. I give it a little stomp, throw some ant killer on there. Doesn't bother your plants whatsoever. Do not sweat that. What we're going to do is with these, I'm going to measure by my hand. I'm going to take, I got a big ball right there, a big crunchy one. I'm going to take one and just throw it on down the aisle, because your roots are going to follow. You will have some spread out roots, but these roots are going to follow that water. They're going to follow that water, and they're going to follow that fertilizer. So you want to throw 1 handful on each side, 1 handful down each side of the trunk. Do not put it on your trunk. I try to emphasize that. And sometimes you'll make a mistake and get on. You can actually scrape it off. It doesn't matter. But a handful down each side for your second year plants. And now for your bigger, older plants, 3rd year and up. Same thing. Fist, except I do 2. I do 1 here, 1 there. 1 here, 1 there. That way it gets a nice, thick, triple 10 application of fertilizer. And for you guys that are paying attention, this lawnmower's here for a reason. I don't carry that heavy bucket of fertilizer around. I put it on the lawnmower. Well, it's actually simple as that. Just your newer plants, 1 fistful, 12 inches around the trunk. Second year plants, I do 1 fistful on each side, and I try to spread it out. The bigger plants, I just throw a fistful, and it turns into 1 big or 2 big gobs on each side. It spreads out with rain. Never had any issue with fertilizing, never. And I say again, you may lose a plant, but I can't even remember losing any plants. I may have lost 1 or 2 out of 300 plus plants. I just never have burned up any fertilizing. If that happens, get some more. That's what I do. Yeah, they cost. But hey, you want to grow muscadines? They're not all perfect. They're plants. Some are stronger than others. I always have to remind myself that when I've had frost damage. I lost 6 last year to frost. And had to, they died, had to pull them up and plant new ones. It's just part of growing anything, not just muscadine, it's part of growing anything. Let's go over here and we'll talk a little bit about weeding and we'll close this out. I got to get these Darlene in the ground tomorrow. They're already starting to leaf. I transferred a bunch of them last week and I was too shy. I forgot how many I needed and I miscounted too. But I want to show you guys what we're spraying with for our weeds. I get questions all the time. What are you spraying on your weeds? I don't use Roundup, and I know nothing about Roundup. I've always used High Yield. It's from a company called High Yield Killzall. Killzall with a Z. And I find this stuff on Amazon, and it works great. It's not a kill all the weeds overnight type spray. It takes about a week. You'll sort of give up on it. I've been using it so long, I know it always works. I've been using it for about 9 years. But it takes about a week before you start going, oh, I see something happening. But when it kills these weeds, it kills them for a long, long time. And then you come back and give another application once you see some growth coming up. But you want your weeds under control. And again, to each his own. You want to leave weeds under your plant, that's up to you. I don't, because we grow a lot of grapes and we grow on a come to buy, you pick type situation. I need lots of grapes. So getting rid of all these weeds knocks out all your competition for your grapes. You want your muscadine to get all that fertilizer we put down, all this water that goes down these lines. We want them to have the water, not the weeds, not the invasive weeds. We want only the grapes. So we do spray. To each his own. If you don't want to spray, that's fine. But if you come to Kinfoot Farm, we don't spray near harvest time. Nowhere near. Nowhere near at all. It's just basically to give these guys a good jump start. This is early in the year. It's not even April 1st, and I'm already fertilizing a week early. So we're fertilizing, we're spraying. I got to go and fix some irrigation. I'm always having to fix irrigation because of these two. They get out here and run through here and chase each other and they knock it down, and I'm always having to fix it back up, and then just time. I started out with plastic zip ties. That didn't work out, so as I'm replacing them with all metal wiring, so we're getting it all. But the spray is it's just something. I know that wind's kicking up, but I spray because I don't want anything competing with my muscadines. I want my muscadines to grow because we love muscadines. But I use like I say, Killzall. Works great. I use a 5 gallon backpack sprayer, and I just walk up and down. A 4-wheeler is on the way. We're about to buy a 4-wheeler because I'm another year older, and I'm tired of walking up and down these roads with that 5 gallons on my back. I'm getting a 4-wheeler with a tank sprayer to fit on my 4-wheeler. So that's coming. These guys are finally breaking bud. Which are these? These are the Carlos. They're finally breaking bud. These Carlos are an awesome grape, but they're just small. I don't like them. We're going to probably take one row out. I got a row here and a row here. We'll probably next year take this whole row out and add haul. Let it go for about 3 years to where that can help cross-pollinate. And then we'll probably, after 3 years, take this one out and change it with haul. These, for a U-pick, the Carlos just don't sell. They don't sell. They're good cross-pollinator for the Darlene that are on this side and over here on this side. But they don't sell. And I need grapes that sell. All right, well, like I say, it's early in the season. We're just breaking bud. Got a lot of new plants. You can see all the little blue tubes up through here. They're scattered around. There's about 13 of them, I think, throughout the vineyard. Changing them out. So if you come out in September, you'll see that. But we spray for weeds. Time to spray now. Time, hopefully you pruned. The prune is, to me, is the most essential thing you need to do to your muscadines. Before fertilizing, before anything, you should be pruning your muscadines. That's just how they produce grapes. They produce on the new wood. So I would highly recommend pruning if you haven't pruned. Prune them, get something down for your weed cover. If you want to use cardboard or mulch, that's up to you. I've always heard that mulch is not good because muscadines are a shallow root plant and they'll grow into that mulch. Have a real heavy frost for a few days, it can kill your plants. Now I am experimenting with that theory. because all those are up there are planted in my blackberry rows. I took all the blackberries out and planted them, all the muscadines there. So it has got a nice little thick layer of mulch. So I'm gambling on that. And the next few years, I will let y'all know how that's working out. But anyway, time to get your irrigation fixed. Time to get these muscadines growing. And it's time for me to start getting on some videos. I'm hoping I can get back in the groove. But bear with me. If anything, if I think of anything that I can get out here in video with the muscadines, things I'm doing on a particular day, I will make sure to get a video out for you guys. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer them. Like I say in every video, I'm not a professional grower. This is a hobby that got out of hand. I've learned a lot over the last 9 years. So hopefully I can help you guys out with some things. If not, we'll check with Ison's Nursery. Go check them out. They can help you with a lot of things that I can't. Thanks again. Love you guys to death. We'll see you on the next video.